I feel like I'm looking at a two-faced individual because you talk about reducing
Oh, no, sir.
violence.
You're looking at somebody who's
You're
reading you
also
your
speaking out
own words,
against
and I'd like to hear an
violence
answer.
programs.
Here's the answer. The answer is you don't have any solutions. You want to invest in gobbledygook and take away money from police officers who actually keep our communities safe, and when you're called on the record, you deny it.
He said he never supported defunding the police, and then the senator opened up his own organization's reports here, guys. Then asked just one simple question.
I want to talk about some of these policies that have gotten to where we are today. Mr. Jackson, if I could just start with you. You were deputy director in the Biden White House for gun violence and a special assistant to the president. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You're also affiliated with the Community Justice Action Fund. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm also a survivor of gun violence.
You were their executive director. When was that? The Community Justice Action Fund.
2021 to 2023.
And you're affiliated with them now?
Yes, as executive advisor.
Okay. The Community Justice Action Fund is. Do you disclose your donors?
Yes.
All of the donors are public?
Yes.
You're funded by the Tides Advocacy Group, among others?
They're a fiscal sponsor.
This is right.
They
That would be
handle
a
our
donor.
HR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a George Soros funded group.
No.
He's one of the donors.
No.
He's a donor to the Tides Advocacy Group.
Yeah, that's our fiscal sponsor. So they handle our HR, our back office, our operations.
Why are we playing games?
Great. Okay. Great. So in other words, I mean that's
we're one of 300 organizations.
right that they run. You are a
So
subset
we
of
pay
them.
pay them to be a fiscal
Well,
sponsor.
you are a subset of that organization, which he helps to fund, right? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Just wanted to get a level set here. So let's just. I want to ask you about some of the policies that you've advocated because they're exactly what we see implemented in these blue cities, like defunding
Yes.
the police.
No.
Oh, indeed.
Yes,
Let me
no.
just
We
quote to
advocate
you from-
for
Wait, I
investing.
haven't asked a question yet. We'll get to. I've got a lot of questions. Believe me, and I'll give you time. So let's talk about this report that you issued when you were executive director, a policymaker's playbook. And I'll ask you to enter it into the record, Mr. Chairman.
Great.
Without objection.
Thank you. In this report, you advocate, and I quote now, defunding the police because the long-term goal is fundamentally to reimagine how the state serves its citizens in the project of public safety. You go on to say police departments traumatize residents through a destructive cycle of racist over-policing, and the answer is not to add any more money to police budgets.
Wow.
Talk to me about, I mean, why is it that denying policing to the most vulnerable communities is a solution? I know that's what the blue cities are doing, but why is that a good idea?
Well, look, I in no way stand with defunding law enforcement. I mean,
That's what your report says.
That's what it
Sheriff
sounds
Mike
like.
Sheridan, who taught me how to drive when I was 16 years old.
Wait. Your report, when
And,
your executive
and
director
as-
said
as-
you wanted to
as-
defund the
as
police, do
deputy
you
director of the
renounce
White
this
House-
report?
as
Mr.
deputy director
Jackson,
of the
do
White
you,
House
do you
office-
renounce the report that you authored as executive director? Here it is.
You're the second senator to bring up an op-ed or
This isn't an
documents from
op-ed. This
before
is
my
your
tenure.
report, a policymaker's playbook to reduce gun violence without policing communities.
Okay.
Community Justice Action Fund, copyright 2023 when you were executive director. Now you say you don't know anything about it. Now you say that you haven't heard of it, just like the Democrats who all of a sudden say, oh, we're all for the police. They've been advocating defunding them for
Against
years.
it.
Okay, well, you can look at documents or you can look at
My
results.
question is, do you renounce this report now? You say
And my
you no longer agree
answer-
with this.
And my answer is that I led the efforts to invest $42 billion in law enforcement.
You've advocated
if you wanna pull a
defunding
quote-
the police as
you wanna pull-
executive director of an organization that you still lead and are affiliated with.
Never see me advocate for that directly. What you see me
So,
advocate
what
for
is this
is a
then?
comprehensive approach to reducing
Right,
violence.
the
And we've
comprehensive
recognized
approach is
that law
defunding the
enforcement
police,
is a
which is
part of
what
the
this
ecosystem
says.
the entire time.
This is so typical of what the Democrats do now. After your policies have transparently failed and led to the deaths of millions of Americans, now you say you've never heard of defunding the police.
It never makes any sense here. If you were in a struggling community and that community itself is struggling itself with massive amounts of violence, all types of like levels of debauchery here, all right, you obviously cannot allow that community to self-police itself. If you could do that, then the police would not even be needed in the area, but in fact, they are here. So by taking them away, you're just making it so there's more violence happening in some of these communities here. That they could, in fact, police themselves. They wouldn't need to police themselves. All right?
Your own report recommends it on page after page after page. Let me ask about something else you say. Here's what you say we ought to invest in. Instead of funding the police,
Okay.
here's what we ought to invest in. We need to invest in programs that acknowledge the need for safe space initiatives
Yes.
led by lesbian, gay, bisexual, two-spirit, trans, and gender nonconforming people.
What's
What's
two-spirit? Exactly. Exactly.
Look, I don't know exactly. You guys are pulling some interesting quotes.
This
here.
is from your report.
If you look at the report, the focus is on investing in violence intervention, outreach workers.
What is you
victim
say?
services.
You say that you shouldn't invest in the police, but we ought to invest in two-spirit community programs that acknowledge two-spirit.
Look, we are not going to discriminate
what
against.
is that?
We're not going to discriminate against any nonprofit that
What
wants
is
to
a
help us
two-spirit?
prevent violence.
What is two-spirit? You say don't fund the police, but do fund programs that create safe spaces for two-spirit people. What is? I just want to know. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Guys, what is that?
Honestly, I'm not completely aware of the language or the
You wrote
spirit
the
of how that was
report?
written.
Oh,
but what I'm telling you is that what is
a two-spirit individual? I mean, really, this is your policy.
I'm
This is your
Googling it, guys.
policymaker's playbook. You are the witness called by the Democrats on this committee, so I assume you reflect their views.
Well,
you don't want to fund the police. You want to fund safe spaces.
Okay, guys, really quickly. So a two-spirit, all right? This is from Google here. Two-spirit is a modern term, pan-indigenous umbrella term used by some Native American and First Nation people to describe those who embody both a masculine and feminine spirit. Basically, the word itself became popular in the 1990s here, early 1990s. It honors historical and culturally distinct gender roles and sexualities that existed in some tribes prior to European colonization. Like, we have words for people that are like a girl, but they like doing boy things, right? I mean, We've always called them like tomboys and things like this. Or is that like an offensive? Don't cancel me. I don't know. I'm asking the question here. I thought that's what that was, right? You're still a girl, but you like kind of doing stereotypically manly things, guys.
What is a two-spirit person?
I feel like I'm looking at a two-faced individual because you talk about reducing
Oh, no, sir.
violence.
You're looking at somebody who's
You're also
reading you
speaking
your
out
own
against
words, and I'd like to hear an
violence
answer.
programs.
Here's the answer. The answer is you don't have any solutions. You want to invest in gobbledygook and take away money from police officers who actually keep our communities safe. And when you're called on the record, you deny it. It's all there in black and white. And your record is there in black and white, and it's a disgrace.
We reduced homicides by 31%. And as someone who's been shot and nearly killed, I take offense that you would think that
I
the
take
last
offense
13
that you
years
won't answer my
were not
questions,
focused on
that you
reducing
deny your
violence.
own words, and that you are leading this committee astray. And frankly, sir, your policies are absurd.
You cannot, under any circumstance, remove the police or any type of law enforcement specifically from some of these high crime, high violence, high debauchery type of places here. Again, if they could, in fact, police themselves, guess what they would be doing? Policing themselves. But instead, that's not happening, and the rates of death are basically climbing on a regular basis. There are some times in some places here, in fact, where you do see some slight change, right? In terms of the rates actually going down, but a lot of that has to do with what season we're in here, guys. All right? Because understand, are the rates going down in the middle of July? Are the rates going down in the middle of August when it's super hot in some of these super crime-infested places, guys? No, this is not productive. This is not conducive to the United States of America. And I'm surprised that we're even still talking about this, guys. All right, I'm being honest here. I'm surprised right now. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, guys, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.